Just read a report which unfortunately reiterates where the current political climate is in the United States. Um, and, this isn't just in the United States. We could see some echoes of this on this side of the pond as well. But anyway, yeah, here we go. So, an anti Trump protester has been arrested in New York City after spitting in the policeman's face. Davina Singh, 24, was filmed yelling, and this is expletives, F-U-C-K, you fascist, before spitting at the officer, who then threw her to the ground and arrested her. This is from the Metro newspaper, doesn't say who the reporter is. She could also be heard shouting, effing died for this, with the start of the sentence muffled. Police said Singh, from Pennsylvania, which is at the center of election tension, faces several charges. The episode, which was caught on camera, showed the police officer grabbing Singh, who was not wearing a mask, and pushing her against a wall. This move prompted outrage from other protesters who shouted, "You don't attack a woman." Of course, a female privilege aspect coming into this, and I'll explain what I mean by that. But police later tweeted, actions like this will not be tolerated. Agitators who commit these acts will be arrested. I have exactly zero sympathy with her. Um, as to the other protesters, the fact that she's female is irrelevant. It's totally irrelevant. During a pandemic, if you spit in someone's face, it's disgusting at any time. But a virus doesn't, stop to think, oh, is that female spit or male spit? It's spit. And that sort of thing could potentially transmit the virus, or if not, at best, it's a very disgusting act. But I hope they throw the book at her. She sounds like an entitled brat. Apparently, she has other convictions. She's 24. She's not a child, so I say throw the book at her. And interestingly enough, a lot of Indian observers say they're embarrassed by it because she's of Indian origin. I don't really think that's relevant, but anyway, that's just an observation. Um, Here's the thing: there are extremes on both sides. On the other side, you have certain Trump supporters dressing up like they're extras in a Rambo movie. Kitted out with camouflage fatigues, firearms. What's that all about? To try and intimidate fellow citizens? To try and intimidate legislators? Don't tell me that you're carrying a loaded weapon just because, oh, well, you're just demonstrating your Second Amendment right. You're doing it because you want to intimidate others. That's so blatantly the purpose. So I really think that responsible adults need to really, really distance themselves from these idiots. Responsible Democrats need to distance themselves from idiots like her, and there's many others. Of course, we've had all the rioting and looting during the summer, but on the other side, responsible conservative people need to recognise that brandishing a firearm is not conductive to civil discourse. Everyone is responsible for their own actions. Everyone. I don't care if you're male or female, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, gay or straight. You're responsible for your own actions. And I'm sick and tired of people taking this entitled mentality that they can behave whatever way they want. Police officers are human beings. Expecting them to just be okay with getting spat in the face is absurd. Where police officers blatantly abuse their power, yes, hold them to account. They should be held to account. But I would consider this clearly a case of self-defense. Absolutely, she got arrested. It would be absurd if she wasn't. So on this occasion, not every occasion, on this occasion, I'm absolutely with the officers. If you're rioting, if you're acting like, just in such an irresponsible way, you cannot play the victim. You just can't. And you see this on both sides. Neither side can claim to be totally innocent. So I've seen Republicans and right wingers say, "Oh well, we lost the election. We haven't went out and rioted." No, but like I say, gun toting just because you can isn't a mark of civil discourse either. Um, I mean, what was going on in the Arizona count with Trump supporters literally yelling outside, trying to disrupt it? That wasn't constructive. So like I say, this isn't just the United States. You get it to some extent here too. We had our own unrest during the summer, and everyone's responsible for their own actions. Incidentally, a young guy, 19 years old, has been arrested for trying to burn the flag at the cenotaph. People may recall that incident. It angered a lot of people. Now, I'm actually not for a prison sentence in that case. I think it would be better to mandate that he spend time with veterans, or at least spend time learning what that means and learning why his actions were so grossly offensive to a lot of people. I don't think prison is probably the best approach for what ultimately is an act of vandalism as opposed to violence. But ultimately, everyone has responsibility. I get angry about a lot of things, but I can't go out and just attack a political opponent because I feel like it. Sometimes, I might well feel like blowing my casket, but that's not how responsible adults behave. Just isn't. And these entitled brats that think that they can get away with it because they're a woman or whatever. I'm not saying, by the way, that's no, I'm not for a second saying she represents all women, but it's just pathetic and it's very sad. And so far, Joe Biden's been putting out a unifying message. He also needs to condemn any Democrats that behave this way or any of his supporters who behave this way. He did condemn the rioting and looting. He said people need to be prosecuted. And he can't comment on every individual case. But I do think it would be presidential for him to, lower the temperature and call out all such behaviour like this.